Across the day, now Beijing unfazed and daring now again to warn the Indian forces, saying, remember history, stop clamoring for war. The PLA, in the strongest statement in recent times in India, warned India to remember history and stop clamoring for war. PLA spokesperson Colonel Wu Qian, in response to a question on Army Chief's earlier comment on a 2.5 front war, said such rhetoric is extremely irresponsible. We hope particularly a person in the Indian Army could learn from historical lessons and stop such clamoring for war. PLA also rejecting India's charge on bunkers being damaged and Bhutan's charge of a road being built on its territory. He has said the personnel have been operating on the Chinese territory. We have made it very clear to the Indian side that they should correct the wrong and withdraw their personnel from the Chinese territory. China continues now to look straight and dare India. First, we had seen the Chinese troops on our sovereign territory. Now comes the brazen warning from China. And this is what the PLA has said. I quote again as we try and get you more reactions. Such rhetoric is extremely irresponsible. Anant Krishnan joining us from Beijing, and also India Today's Gaurav Sawant with us. First, coming to you, Anant, take us through what's been the exact context in which this statement has been made by the PLA.
Well, that's right, Deepina. As you said, it's a very strong warning from the People's Liberation Army amid this standoff, saying that when asked about the Indian Army chief's recent comment of a two-front war, it's important to note this was asked by a Chinese journalist. So clearly China wanted to send a message that they were saying that India should remember history and stop clamoring for war. The PLA as well rejecting Bhutan's concerns and saying that its activities were on its side of the border. So there's no sense at all here in China that they are willing to listen to concerns of India and Bhutan, and they are certainly digging in their heels.
No, but Anand, is China forgetting the history there? Let me get in Gaurav Sawant, who's also with us from the newsroom. Gaurav, is it China which has forgotten that how agreements have been signed between Beijing and Delhi, and how there has been from both the sides a restraint that's been exercised for so long? Is the Chinese aggression which India has objected to?
That's the current situation. In fact, there has been absolutely no statement from India on this. The only statement that's come out in public domain, apart from China, is that from Bhutan. And Bhutan's ambassador to India has made a statement about issuing a demarche to Beijing. The dispute is between Bhutan and China. That's the disputed territory where China was building a road which is illegal according to Bhutan, and they want peace and tranquility to be maintained. We are still waiting to hear from government of India. So China upping the ante, saying India should not forget history. Is China ratcheting up the rhetoric? There's absolutely no rhetoric from the Indian side. The Indian Army chief's visit to Sikkim was also decided much before the current standoff, where it's the Chinese troops who are alleged to have destroyed some Indian fortifications. The Indian Army, of course, there holding ground and not advancing. So, but very politely and very firmly, India telling China to back off. We're still waiting for a statement from the government. Okay, be with me, Gaurav, because it seems like yet another provocation by China asking India to remember history. It is the strongest terms which China has used till now. And Anant, this is where it comes down to, because there has been flexing by China in the past, and in fact in the recent 5 years itself, along the line of actual control. But is this situation now a complete aggressive stance for which the China refuses to back down?